to Ting Ting. Today we're going to talk about going to the doctor in Taiwan. Now maybe you think this is a bit of a boring topic to talk about. It's just the doctor after all, but this is a question that I had before I came to Taiwan. So I'm hoping that this might be able to help somebody who's thinking about coming to Taiwan and would like to know more about going to the doctor in Taiwan. And if you're wondering about the differences between going to the doctor in Australia and going to the doctor in Taiwan, then you might be interested in this video too. My name's Ting Ting. My husband Marshall and I have been living in Kaohsiung, Taiwan for 3 years now, and I'm making videos about my life in Taiwan. First of all, the general practitioner, we call him the GP, the regular doctor. They're everywhere here. Apparently there are some that speak English in Kaohsiung. I've only been to the general practitioner once and he didn't speak English, but he tried. And he was a lovely man. I was really sick. I was vomiting. I couldn't stop vomiting. I'd been vomiting all night and it was 8 a.m. in the morning and Marshall went to find a doctor for me and I just went to the closest doctor. I went in there, I don't have any health insurance and I saw the doctor. He gave me an injection to stop my vomiting. He didn't want to give me the injection at first because he said, 外国人不喜欢打针. And I said, please, give me the injection. I'm that sick. If I eat tablets, I'm not going to be able to keep them in my stomach. So he gave me an injection and he gave me medicine. He gave me antibiotics and painkillers for the next week. And that cost just under 1,000 Taiwan dollars. Now, if I went to the doctor, the general practitioner in Australia, just seeing the doctor would cost me 1,000 Taiwan dollars or around 50 Australian dollars. Maybe more, depending on what the doctor did. So if it was a more popular doctor, a doctor who talked to you for a bit longer, a doctor who checked something on your body, definitely if you were to have an injection, that would definitely cost more than 1,000 Taiwan dollars. So for me, even not having any health insurance here in Taiwan, it's awesome. If you've got national health insurance, so you'd have national health insurance if you're a student, if you're on a student visa, you'd have national health insurance if you're on a work visa. National health insurance does require you to pay a fee every month, and that I think that depends on how much you earn, but that monthly fee is well under 1,000 Taiwan dollars. And for that fee, you can just go and see the doctor, and I think my friend said the other day it's usually about 150 Taiwan dollars just to see the doctor and with medication in Taiwan. So the health system here is very good. So my problem was fixed for a price that I thought was extremely reasonable. Now what about seeing the specialist in Taiwan? Now in Australia, if I want to see the ear, nose and throat specialist or some other specialist, I need to first go to the general practitioner. I need to give him the money. I need to give him the 50 Australian dollars. It's called a referral. It's a letter from that doctor saying I can go and see the specialist. Then I have to make the appointment with the specialist and I'll have to wait months to see the specialist. So when I needed to see the specialist in Australia, I had to wait 3 months to go and see him. And then when I went to see him, even though in Australia I have national health insurance, when I went to see the specialist, it still cost me 450 Australian dollars to see him. He did a test included in that, but that's a lot of money. I could have seen a specialist in a public hospital, but to do that, I would have had to wait a very long time to see the specialist. And when you're sick, if you think there's something wrong with you and you need a test done and you need to see a professional, you don't want to be waiting a long time. So I just ended up paying the 500 Australian dollars. So last week I had a problem with my ear. I went swimming and my left ear, I couldn't hear in it after that. I think what had happened was there was a lot of wax in there. I'd gone swimming and then the wax had all gone together inside my ear and I couldn't hear. So I asked my friend, what kind of doctor do you think I should see? And she said, just go straight to the ear, nose and throat specialist. Couldn't believe it. I went straight there. I waited half an hour. The ear, nose and throat specialist looked in my ear. He took the wax out. He sucked the wax out with a little sucking machine. Pretty cool. And I paid 300 Taiwan dollars. This is again with no health insurance, only 300 Taiwan dollars. And that was it. I was fixed. So then yesterday I went swimming again, and as soon as I went into the water, my ear started really hurting. And I thought to myself, this isn't right. Your ear shouldn't be hurting. What's wrong now? It's the same ear. So I went back to the ear, nose and throat specialist. He had a look and he said, your ear's inflamed inside. No problem. I'm going to give you some medicine to fix it up. And so he gave me this bag. This is what's so cool. You can get the medicine from the doctor. In Australia, the doctor will give you a prescription and you have to take that prescription to a pharmacy, which is almost never next to the doctor. You have to get in the car, you have to drive to the pharmacy, and then you have to pay a lot of money for your medicine, but not in Taiwan. So he gave me these eardrops, which I have to put in my left ear 3 times a day, and he gave me these pills. Now I'm going to say that these pills are a problem in Taiwan. So I have a minor ear inflammation. It hasn't reached my eardrum. It's not serious. I have been prescribed antibiotics and Panadol. Actually, Panadol, if you just go to the supermarket and buy it, it's actually quite expensive here. So people don't usually self-medicate. They don't eat medicine by themselves. They just go to the doctor and they get something like this. And so I'm supposed to eat this 3 times a day, and there's enough for 3 days in here. Actually, I'm pretty sure that 3 days of antibiotics doesn't kill an infection. I'm not really sure, but basically the problem with always prescribing antibiotics to everybody, and this happens all the time in Taiwan, and I think it's because people go to the doctor and they feel like they need tablets. Otherwise, why did I see the doctor? Why did I just pay money to see the doctor if he's not going to give me any medication? So everybody's being prescribed antibiotics. And when you prescribe antibiotics to a lot of people for a long time, what happens is there are superbugs. Anyway, I'm not going to take these antibiotics. I'm going to first see if this works. If my ear infection doesn't get better, I'll take the antibiotics. I'm not saying the doctor didn't know what he was doing, but I feel like the doctor gave me the tablets because he wanted me to feel like I was getting more value. Maybe he wanted to stop me from coming back. The other problem is a lot of people in the world are allergic to some kinds of antibiotics, and he didn't ask me if I was allergic to any medication, so that worried me a little bit. But he was a really nice ear, nose and throat specialist, and his English was very, very good. So there are other kinds of specialists that you might need to go to a hospital for. Like, for example, if you're having problems with your digestion, you might need to go to the hospital to see what's that person called? The guy who does things with your digestion. What you do in that instance is you just go straight to the hospital, you go straight to the department that you need to go to, straight to that professional. Somebody will help you get a number, and you just wait until your name's called, and then you just go in and you tell him your problem. You can just see a specialist like that. And even if you don't have any health insurance, you can get a procedure done for quite a reasonable price. And there are actually Facebook groups where you can ask other people's advice on this thing. So if you do have a condition and you're wondering how much it might cost to have this operation or where is a good hospital to go, then definitely ask other people on Facebook for their experiences. I think that's a good idea, because when we just randomly chose a specialist in a hospital for, a fairly serious thing, he probably wasn't the most ideal person to see. I felt like he was really busy. He didn't take any time to ask questions. He wanted to book in for invasive tests without actually doing non-invasive tests first. Not really sure why. When we asked him, perhaps what could be the possible causes of this issue, he would say, if I explained it, you wouldn't understand. I understand from friends telling me their experiences that this is quite a common experience that people will have when they see a doctor in Taiwan, is that they'll be told, don't ask why. If I explain to you why, if I explain to you your condition, you wouldn't understand. This worries me a little bit because I would like to know why I had a problem. I used to think maybe it was because the doctor didn't know what the problem was, but the doctors here are really smart. I just think that they're just overworked. They're very, very busy. They have a lot of people coming to see them. But I think that probably if you get a recommendation for a doctor from a friend, that you might have a slightly better experience. So overall, going to the doctor in Taiwan is safe. It's a good experience. It's not super expensive, particularly if you have national health insurance. It's not expensive at all, but even if you don't, it's not a problem. The healthcare system is really quite good here, so you don't need to worry about healthcare in Taiwan. If you have any comments regarding healthcare in Taiwan, please leave a comment below. Hit like if you like my video, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I have a new video. Thanks for watching. I'm Ting Ting, and I'll see you next time. Bye.